Now I would like to welcome to the stage Dr. Vivek Murthy, the 19th Surgeon General of the United States, to talk a little bit about loneliness and your work and interest there. Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Loneliness is not just a bad feeling, but it's something that has profound consequences for our health. So people who actually struggle with loneliness have a higher rate of heart disease, dementia, depression, anxiety, but also they seem to live shorter lives. And the amount of longevity that you lose that's associated with loneliness is similar to the mortality impact, if you will, of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's greater than the mortality impact of obesity. And think about how much attention we give to obesity and smoking versus how much we pay to loneliness. So this is what led me to realize that loneliness is not only common, affecting double-digit percentages, of adults in the United States, infecting more people than the number of people who have diabetes in the United States. But it's also consequential for our health. It impacts how we show up in the workplace in terms of our productivity. It impacts how our children are performing in school. And it even contributes, I believe, to a failure of dialogue at a community level. I also think that one of the most important elements and parts of connecting with other people is being able to connect with ourselves. What I mean by this is that if we do not believe that we matter, if we don't think that we are valued, if we don't think that we belong, it actually makes it harder for us to connect to other people. After all, why would I think that others would want to connect with me if I didn't think I was worthy of connecting with it all? As I think about this larger issue of loneliness and social connection, to me, this is an issue that really strikes at the heart of what we need to be thinking about in the future in terms of what kind of society that we want to build. And one of the core questions I think that it raises for us is, are we willing to be a society where we take care of each other? The path to building a more connected society is not a path to transform people into something they're not. It is a quest to return ourselves to who we ultimately were and always have been, which is beings who are empathic, who are compassionate, who in their best moments do in fact look out for each other. Is we've realized that the most fundamental question, the most fundamental issue of our time that's going to determine whether or not our children have a safe environment to grow up in is the question of what happens in this deep struggle that's happening in our country and our world between love and fear. Because that is the truth, is that we are locked in this deep struggle between love and fear. And this fear manifests in lots of different ways. It's showing up as insecurity, as anger, as jealousy, as rage. But the love shows up as well, as kindness, as compassion, as empathy, as generosity. And we realize that as much as our instincts and who we are is to be beings of love, that many people in our country are living in a place of fear. And many of us, if not all of us, are having many moments where we are living in that fear as well. It's affecting our lives, it's affecting our communities, and it's affecting our country and the world. And so the question that I think is the most important for us to ask ourselves is, what are we going to do to tip the scales away from fear and towards love? We don't need training or special education or degrees to figure out how to love. We just need to remember who we fundamentally are. And as a doctor who spent many years training and who's written prescriptions for complex medications that are the result of amazing scientific breakthroughs, I will tell you that there is nothing that I have ever prescribed that is nearly as powerful as love. Love is the oldest medicine we have. It is the most powerful source of healing that we have as well. If we choose to believe in the power of love over fear, if we choose to recognize that we are not broken, but that we are whole, and it is when we forget our wholeness that we experience pain, then we can hopefully return to who we really are, beings of love and compassion, beings who have the power to heal and to build the kind of world that all of us deserve. Thank you all so much.